during lockdown.
Brilliant stuff. Welcome back to Mark Dolan's coronation party. As we approach 10 o'clock, some of you may well be settling down with a drink. I hope so. And certainly members of the royal family will be in drink, as they say, as we speak. Now, the Prince and Princess of Wales kicked off the festivities with a visit to the Dog and Duck in Soho, and they would not be the first royals who enjoyed a tipple. Drinks expert and historian Andrew Morgan is here to tell me more about the relationship between alcohol and the coronation. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Mark. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Great Excellent. To have you here. First of all, where were you for the coronation? Did you watch it at home?
I was with my son, and we did indeed sit down. He got to appreciate for the first time what it's all about, I think, which, you know, having something new, I think it's very hard to engage with the longevity of reign that Elizabeth had. So this feels like it's something that, really, we really enjoyed it.
And I understand that through history, we've celebrated these coronations with a tipple.
Absolutely. I mean, I've got memories of being this high, going around grandparents' houses and having bottles of beer sitting there from various royal events. And I think there's something about, you know, recognising these special days with a special bottle. And I think, you know, the association with the royals and pulling a pint and the Queen Mum, who was, you know, she did love her booze. There was a great story. She was 97, admitted to hospital, and asked for 12 bottles of champagne just to ease her journey while she was in there.
Brilliant. A natural anaesthetic.
Absolutely.
And she liked gin and tonic. Is that right?
It was Dubonnet and gin. Yeah, with a splash of lemon.
And gin. What is Dubonnet?
It's a liqueur, I believe. So it's kind of
it's quite sweet.
Yeah, quite sweet. So really, it's almost like a sweetener to the gin. Little squeeze.
It's alcoholic, though.
Oh, it's very alcoholic. Yeah, indeed.
So, of course, I don't know why I'm asking. I mean, we can ask Paul Burrell, we'll know about...
But they drank it in half and half quantities.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Which is like rocket fuel.
Yeah. And shared her love of it with her daughter. So Elizabeth Queen Elizabeth was also very partial to Dubonnet and gin.
Someone once said, I never saw Queen Elizabeth drunk, but then I never saw her sober either.
Fair enough.
Now, is that just a gag, or was she more of a drinker than we
she
might
was
realise?
a bigger drinker. The Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, was a bigger drinker than our Queen.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
They definitely had a routine that there were certain drinks at certain times of the day.
Right.
And that was very strict.
Wow.
So you would not have your Dubonnet and gin before 5 o'clock.
And the Dubonnet and gin was not diluted with anything?
No. Lunchtime drink. And in the evenings, then they switched to gin and tonics, and then martinis. Really, I mean, the Queen Mother told me how to make a martini. She said, Paul, you just show the vermouth to the jug.
Oh,
that's all. It's neat gin.
Another lovely stat was that Veuve Clicquot's biggest individual customer was the Queen Mother.
Oh, my goodness.
But did you know she took the bubbles out of it at the table? When they poured her glass of Veuve Clicquot, she had a little swizzle stick that she put into the glass and swizzled all the bubbles out of it.
That's amazing.
I wonder
why.
An icon.
Easier to get down more quickly, perhaps.
Probably.
What about Charles? Do we know whether Charles is much of a drinker?
He likes sweet wines. He likes a German Moselle or a Riesling, something like that.
Blue Nun? Might be Parry's favourite.
Yeah.
Black
I'm
Tower.
a big expert in blue.
Is that right?
Blue.
Yeah.
Black Tower.
Why not? Why not? So, well, look, I mean, Mike's tongue is hanging out. This is unfair torture on one of the princes of Fleet Street. So, what have you got for my lovely guests tonight?
So I bought a selection of coronation sort of event wines, gin and beer. So we've got I think that again, there's been a lot of products released for the coronation, and it's really lovely to have something that's accessible. Something that, again, we've got the supermarkets in here, so we've got an English wine from Sainsbury's, which I think, you know, one of the big changes that we've had in recent years is this explosion of English wine. I mean, it's an incredible thing. And
it's a success story, isn't it?
Absolutely. And regardless of your thoughts on the royal family, the fact that this is a celebration of all things British, all things English, and, you know, the hops and malt that are used in the beer are all English. It's a gin producer from Surrey, and we've got, you know, a fantastic English wine producer.
And I understand that English sparkling wine has received accolades from the French.
Oh.
Indeed, in blind tastings, it has outperformed in Champagne in blind tastings.
Oh, my goodness.
But
Isn't it the same chalk stream?
That's absolutely right. So the chalk from Champagne goes under the Channel, back out to the southeast of England, and it's the same soil type. So we've even got the French champagne houses buying English plots now and growing wines over here, which is really a massive change.
This proves again, doesn't it, about climate change being cyclical over thousands of years, because I'm told this wine you're about to open now is the sort of wine the Romans used to make,
indeed.
alongside Hadrian's Wall in Northumberland, right?
And we had a mini ice age a couple of thousand years ago, and it's been warming up since then. And Henry VIII allegedly had a £6 million booze bill. 4 million on meat, and he was a big eater, right?
And that's when £6 million was a lot of money.
Well, 6 million in today's money.
Oh, I see.
If you kind of, it would have been a lot then, right?
Yeah.
And apparently, coronation events or big events, they would genuinely have fountains flowing with wine. So yes, wine is
absolutely.
We think it's a kind of a modern thing for England.
Yeah, but it's been
actually
around for a long
Now,
time.
Andrew, would you like me to pop my cork?
Mark,
This is a
it would be a
family show.
pleasure.
Here we go.
Not for the...
There we go.
There we
Oh,
go.
I think I did that quite well. I'm the son of a publican.
Well done.
But you know that's the wrong way to
Now,
open
Kinsey,
a
would you
bottle of
like to have a
champagne.
drop of this?
Absolutely,
This is
thank you.
an English sparkling wine. We can't call it champagne because of trade descriptions.
It's beautifully
But it effectively
packaged.
is a
It
champagne.
is.
Is it more like a Prosecco or a champagne?
So you've got the same grape varieties that go into champagne.
I'll be
not
mum.
necessarily exactly the same type, but in terms of the style of wine, is very champagne-like, shall we say?
I can't believe that I'm serving the royal butler.
No, I should be doing this job.
Hilarious.
No, you've earned your stripes.
This is the
My
best
turn now.
episode ever of Mark Dolan tonight.
I think it is.
But tell him he should open a bottle of champagne or fizz with a sigh.
Oh, no, come on.
Oh, is that right?
That
and
is-
not sandwiched
much.
between my legs. I do think we could top that up slightly, I've got to say.
Oh, you're very kind.
Because then we'll get a more honest conversation in the next hour.
But it's
Come on,
it's so
Michael, don't
celebratory.
let me down.
I think the lovely thing about sparkling wine is it's so celebratory. And,
It is.
And on a day like today, this is the sort of time where you can feel comfortable.
May I?
Yes,
Even
absolutely.
starting early. Christmas is one day, but I think, again, today is a day for...
So would it be sacrilege to mix it with fresh orange juice
Oh.
and have a mimosa?
That is very Los Angeles of you.
I don't think so. I think it's whatever you like, really.
Yes.
I think that to say anyone's wrong for doing anything like that, I think, to be honest...
Listen,
if
I'll
it's good-
never, ever get this chance again. I'm sitting
Cheers.
next to the
Cheers.
royal butler, so may I propose the toast, God save the King!
God save the king. Absolutely. And so now, look, can I ask for your appraisal of the English sparkling wine? Paul, you've drunk a bit of bubbly in your time.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It is very good.
Michael?
I recommend it.
I'm not a huge champagne fan.
Okay.
Because of the bubbles.
It's sweeter than
I
a
would
normal
go down
champagne.
the Queen Mother's route and try and get the bubbles out, But this tastes a bit more like Prosecco to me, rather than champagne, which I find easier to digest because it's not as rich a flavour, you see what I mean?
And champagne is a little drier.
What about
this is
for
absolutely
you,
lovely.
Kinsey? Would that go down well in California?
Absolutely. It's delicious. I'm a huge fan.
Superb. I think English wine has still got such a journey ahead of it. There's so many people who don't even know, so many countries that don't know that England produces wine. And it is, the explosion's incredible. Living out in Kent, I can't quite believe that my son's growing up in a county that's now going to be synonymous with winemaking, which is just incredible. You would never have thought that 10, 15
And we
years
should
ago.
support.
Well, let's plug a couple of the other products. Now, I will confirm that Sainsbury's, Morrison's, Aldi, Lidl, they all do excellent ranges of beers, wines, you name it. But it just so happens there's a second M&S product here, and it's Coronation Ale. Have you tried this one yet?
I have. I did.
Andrew?
I have sampled before. Elgood's, the brewery they've been working with. And again, the great thing here is we're really celebrating English hops. We're celebrating English barley, English malt. This is a very much a British product.
There you go.
Is it hoppy?
It's got a nice balanced hoppiness to it. It's a little boozy. It's about, I think it's 5%. I think so. It's kind of it's not holding back, but just
like an IPA?
Well, look, we don't have
more of a traditional sort of English golden ale.
we don't have an opener, but I've got a trick that I learned at
please do not
university.
do this. Please do not do this.
No.
I'm joking. Do not try that at home. I would never do that. In fact, a friend of mine did that. She's hurt her teeth. We've also got Silent Pool Coronation Expression Gin.
Beautiful.
My thanks to the brilliant Andrew, who is part of Ideal World Shopping Channel.